Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of the Coronavirus Free Podcast. It's episode 2. I hope you did enjoy the first episode, because if you did, then we appreciate that. And if you missed it, then check it out. Follow us on all our social media links, our Instagrams, Snapchats, Twitters, etc. They'll be in some form of the description.
We could quickly just give a sequel_99 at jameswill.01. That's Instagram.
The Instagrams, you can check them in the description, or you can just listen to our voice. Patreon as well. Cam and James, that's basically a link. Again, the link will be in the description. If not, you can find it on any of our social medias, or you can just type it in. It's Cam and James. It's just as simple as that, really.
Yeah, with the Patreon, we'll also be there'll be maybe like 10-20 minutes after this podcast that we still go on.
Don't say 20, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, we have to really
10.
commit, man. So yeah, 10-20 minutes after this podcast, we'll still kind
Stop
of keep
saying 20. It's 10
minutes.
10
minutes, sorry. I'm just trying to really make it sound amazing. 10 minutes after our podcast of some more rambles, but obviously that is on our Patreon, so have a look on there if you're interested. And
yeah, the Coronavirus Free Zone Aftermath will be live on the Patreon.
CFS Aftermath.
It's going to be like a 10 minute after show to the main Patreon, the main podcast.
It's quite a tongue twister, isn't it? Coronavirus Free Zone, like, and then saying after Coronavirus Free Zone Aftermath.
Coronavirus Free Zone Aftermath.
You have to really be sober to say that.
Which it's going to be quite difficult. It is Easter this weekend, not that anyone would have noticed. The only things that they're doing any offers on in the shops, and the only things that are available in the shops at the moment are Easter eggs. So, but the question we're going to ask
they're not even good offers either. They're like £4.50 for a small ass egg.
To be fair, I think the offers on Easter eggs this year have been quite good.
Well, we got our Easter eggs like 2 months before at £1.50. Now you'd be laughing.
To be fair,
if
they've gone. The big ones are about £1.50 the other week because we got some.
Oh yeah, no, they were like £3, I think, because we were like shitting ourselves.
We shouldn't have got them. So I did tweet out yesterday about what this podcast was, so that you guys could get a bit of an idea, start having a bit of a think about
Excuse those noises.
But yeah, we are doing it on the balcony again. But basically, we're going to be discussing it today. Has the meaning of Easter been lost? Obviously, as time goes on, meanings of things do change and develop. Has it been lost, and does that matter? We're discussing different sides of things as well, the commercial side of religious events, and the fact that in some religious events now, the religious side of things is the secondary part of the holiday. Does it actually matter that holidays and the future of other holidays may not be as religious as when they first...
Yeah, I think we're going to try and decipher what the kind of point is, what it means to celebrate these events in this kind of day and age. Yeah.
I think with any of these events, I think with any holiday that's got religious or any sort of... Well, every holiday has meaning to it, otherwise there wouldn't be a point to it. You think about like national holidays, like you look at America's like July, whatever.
Thanksgiving,
shit like that. You know that's to do with the kind of, there's always a reason. Obviously, the reasons are going to change. I don't necessarily think it matters. I mean, it's going to mean what it means to different people. Like if you're religious, if you're a Christian this weekend, coming into Easter, it's going to be a lot different to someone who isn't religious, who's atheist, who doesn't really.
So I just think the more, I mean, I guess it's tradition, but I just mean, why are we? I mean, I get an Easter egg on the Easter weekend, but why are we? As soon as Valentine's Day finishes, Easter eggs are getting spun out across every single store when, most of us can't really recite the Easter tale further than Jesus went in a tomb, came out alive.
But, maybe that's the education in Scotland, because I know a bit more about Easter than that. But no, I do see what you're saying. Like, obviously, people don't know that much about Easter. Obviously, a lot of people are atheists, especially people our age. But
well, I think it's something like the UK is the most increasing atheist country, and it does kind of, when you look at it in a way of, how you hear maybe the kind of older generation speak about traditions of Christmas, and you're like, wait, what? Well, Easter in this example, I think it just shows the more and more we're kind of going away from the religion, it seems, the more and more we're just celebrating the fun kind of money aspects of it. Like, we're just eating chocolate and having drinks. It's not like Christmas. I think Christmas is the one I want to focus on a little bit more, even though it is Easter.
Even though we've got the whole video about fucking Easter. It's a great time for you to say
well,
that you want
it's
to
a
work
spin-off.
now, James.
It's a spin-off onto Christmas. I mean, you hear of so many kind of traditions like walnuts, for example. I mean, have you seen walnuts in your house?
Well, because
roasting.
No, my house is called almonds, so we didn't really appreciate walnuts. But the problem with it is, obviously, naturally, people just people grow up in generations and that. It's not even just religious traditions. Traditions in general are falling because our generation don't seem to care about them. Now there's different opinions, and some people think that's a good thing. Some people think that it's a bad thing. You know, some traditions are bad, some traditions are good, and some traditions are harmless. I mean, I think it's nice to have some tradition, like when you walk around, like for example, totally change the subject slightly, but the House of Parliament and stuff. If that was a modern building, I wouldn't like it. I like the history. I like the tradition it has there. I know they do some stupid things that everyone looks at and thinks that's ridiculous, but it's harmless. It's harmless. Like the fact the Queen can't go into the Commons. I mean, there would be nothing bad that would happen if they allowed the Queen to go in the Commons, but they won't do it because it's a tradition. And you know what? It's harmless, and it's it's got history there. It doesn't hurt anyone. I don't.
So I love tradition. I love tradition, but I just don't love being skint. I love spending, yes. I mean, by all means, Christmas is like one of my most favorite times of the year because I get to get every crappy food item. You know, it sucks me in as well. I'm a victim of this whole.
But I don't know why you look so negative about it. I mean, Jesus Christ, me being the positive one. I mean, yes, we understand. I mean, it's not a secret that the holidays have been commercialised, then more as time goes on naturally.
I just think we're spending money on something so, like. We could have a Christmas with a couple of gifts. Yeah, keep getting your kid like, you know, toys and stuff like that. That's like completely fine, obviously. But I mean, it's the whole everything that comes about. It's a excessive buying.
That's
it's
just everyone though. You know, people do Christmas how they do it. You know, I like, you know, my family and stuff like that. I think it's just next year and things. We've said that we're not going to get loads of presents. There's no need for us. It's mum and dad don't want loads of presents. It's just people are going to have to do it like that.
I guess it's just become. I guess it is like such a big like marketing, you know. It's not so much like the celebrating Christmas. It's like celebrating that like time of the year where you're gonna eat loads, you're gonna spend loads.
For you got to remember this is for you. There are still a hell of a lot of religious people around the world that celebrate religious events. I mean, you look at other religious events.
They don't celebrate Christmas.
Specifically, we're talking about Easter, but obviously there's religious events specific to other religions, and they celebrate them. And I mean, it doesn't affect me. I don't have an issue with them celebrating it. Stick to it's all cool.
Oh no, I don't have an issue with anyone celebrating. I just have an issue with how like hyper industrialized it is. No, how hyper industrialized it is in the shops.
But everyone's aware of that, and us as consumers have to start. You know, if we want to change the way companies do things, we have to buy differently because ultimately, you know, I mean, I'm not saying take.
How can you?
But
how would you buy different?
No, society has to change. Attitudes have to change. At Christmas, we have to stop spending so much money. We have to stop as a society.
Then how when it's constantly being like spun around as Christmas?
Look, we're powerful human beings. I don't accept as human beings that we can't make our own decisions.
But then when you see something on TV, when Frank Sinatra is like giving you, you know, a proper serenade, and there's fires on, there's just everyone's looking jolly and happy. You want to be part of that. You're like, oh yeah.
Yeah, well, that's when I think a lot of people's ideas of what matters in life are warped, and hopefully after this coronavirus, which you're not allowed to talk about, we will people will realise what matters in life, and it isn't presents, it isn't money, it's family and shit like that. If people matter that, then I don't really think it matters. When I watch Christmas adverts, I don't think about the food and the presents genuinely. I just think about the families being together. Like that's the nice adverts. They're when the whole family comes together. That's what I enjoy about Christmas, not the presents and the money, because I don't like that side of things.
No, see, I look at that on the day, but I mean, like the feeling it kind of creates sometimes. It creates like this weird happiness, even though everything can be going so wrong in the world. Like those adverts just propose this kind of false.
What's?
I guess it's.
What's the issue? If people enjoy it, they enjoy it. If people get enjoyment for a month over Christmas, and it's something they can look forward to at the start of the year, that we've got Christmas at the end of the year. I see all my family. You know, we're gonna do. We're gonna have a lovely time. We're gonna make some memories. Fantastic. You know, I think that's brilliant. I don't see the issue with people enjoying it. I have no issue with, and it's like the people that say, well, if you're not religious, why do you celebrate it then? Well, that's just such a stupid argument. These events are no longer really, the religious meaning has become secondary. Now, of course, for religious people... There's a really
big plane going over the thing. Oh no, it's a tube.
For religious people, that obviously might matter to them. They might not like the fact that, for example, Easter is not as religious as what it was, and that the tradition has kind of failed the religious tradition. But they can be as traditional and religious about the event as they want to be. And I don't honestly think they'll have much of an issue with non-Christians or non-people of faith celebrating Easter, having a few eggs, having a good time with your family, and doing that. I mean, is there a necessity for it? No. Are we too commercialised? Yes. But we as a society have to change how we're influenced by.
The thing is, I don't think we're only celebrating this event because we're kind of forced to in a way. We're not.
I'm not celebrating because I'm forced to.
Well, no. If it wasn't, so you're saying if no one really spoke about Christmas, it was that one day of the year, it'd be the same. You'd have that same like feel to it, that same warmth. If it was just, well, if it was like Easter, there wasn't really much of a fuss about it, and then look, it's Easter Sunday.
Easter's quite big for little kids and stuff. As you get older, along with most holidays, they just become meaningless because you realise every day is the same as the other.
Well, I guess you have like the Easter Bunny and stuff like that.
Bunny,
well, even that Easter Bunny. What?
Why are you so miserable, man?
Because
I
like to pick
miserable.
points. Wow.
You're miserable. Yeah,
I'm critical.
People call me an 80-year-old guy and say I moan all the time. Wait, let me finish. James is a prime example of this podcast of how miserable and annoyingly negative James is about everything.
I just think it's really great to be critical of the world and not take everything for scripture.
I'm not taking everything for scripture. I'm saying, why should I be upset that little kids enjoy Christmas and like having a Christmas
because
party?
They could enjoy
Santa. God was not
because
God
they could enjoy other things
James.
Without spending so much ridiculous money and not have it limited to like this one day.
Let me finish. God did not create Santa.
Yeah.
Have you got an issue with Santa and Father Christmas? No, it's for the kids. It brings them incredible enjoyment, much the same as Easter Bunny
but
does.
if we really want to look at
much
Santa,
the same as the
we
Tooth
could
Fairy
say
does.
if we really want to look
at lying to our kids.
If
like,
we really want to look at Santa, then I mean, technically we could say that's a way.
Oh, nah, man, I can't. This is why I didn't want it. We had an argument about doing this podcast because I knew this.
I was like, no, we're going to offend so many people.
It's not about offending people. I mean, me of all people, I've offended many people before. Like, if I worried about how many people I offended when I spoke over my mouth, I don't think I'd speak because it seems like I'm incapable of not offending people. But I'm trying my best now. I'm trying to be a lot nicer. Why not? I'm so depressed, man. I'm so negative about myself. I've been so negative about myself for 20 years of my life. And the one thing that makes me so upset is when I see negativity from other people about it. There's no
It's not negativity though.
It's
Just,
negative.
it's being inquisitive. It's keeping your kind of mind active about it. It's an alternate view.
Because kids love Father Christmas.
Yeah, but why do they love Father Christmas? Because it gives them presents.
No, because it gives them incredible. It's not just because it gives them presents. It's because it's the whole thing. It's that
the aura around
it.
Finish.
It's the family side of things. It's the presents, of course, the food, that time where you're off school, that time where you.
But kids see
the
Santa.
Holiday season.
Yeah, but
Santa.
You can't deny that a kid sees Santa and thinks. So you're saying this kid looks at Santa and goes, Christmas dinner, warmth, family. No, they look at Santa. I think most of them go presents. It's a guy who's bringing the presents, and the guy who's going to eat. Well, because why is that? That's kind of sad that that's our happiness.
It's not part of our happiness. It's one part of it.
I know, but it's so overhyped. It's like the happiest part of the year. You know, this is when you're meant to be the happiest. You know, it's great. Why are we the happiest? Because everyone's spending money and giving each other things. Like that's.
Yeah, I don't like Christmas, but I 1 second wouldn't call it shit because I know how much joy it can bring to people, and people that have a shit year have it as a film.
Yeah, it brings joy, but let's look at that and let's say, well. Let's look around it. Let's look around that joy and let's kind of.
Yeah, but I don't think we should be saying that Father Christmas is shit and he should be.
He's not shit. He's great. I loved Father Christmas as a kid. I still love Father Christmas.
Back a bit more into Easter rather than Christmas. So Easter to you, Easter Bunny banned. Don't celebrate Easter. Don't sell the eggs in the shops. What? No adverts.
No, I say eggs. I say have eggs, but I just don't like how companies use it. They know it's coming up to April and they're like, okay, Easter time, we're gonna make this much amount of money. Like it's not a tradition. It's not. It's a money making technique now.
In a business, right?
Yeah, but it's a business.
If you were running a sale this weekend to try and get people in, would you run with the name that it's Easter sale? You're using Easter. It's no different. This is the business world.
And I have a problem with it.
You have an issue with companies selling Easter eggs at Easter?
No, the 3 months before, yes.
I mean, yeah, they sell them crazily before now.
Yeah.
You need to go.
No, are we
cool.
before?
I mean, we bought them early. Like we ate them. Like that's how I've always done it. I kind of like the fact you get early. It's just after Christmas. I mean, they're coming in very early now. I mean, we do get a grip of sales. They're coming in very, very early.
Well, it's literally the second, even after Halloween. No, not like what's the one in like summer? And all of a sudden, it's literally just switches to Halloween.
But that's the shops. That's kind of especially in like supermarkets and stuff. They do have those seasonal things. So if it's Christmas, it'll be that. If it's Valentine's, it'll be Valentine's. If it's Easter, and I personally I know it sounds silly. I kind of enjoy it a little bit in the sense of even though I don't necessarily like the holidays. I don't like Christmas. Christmas has bad connotation, but I do appreciate Christmas as an entity that it is. Because I know how amazing it is for people. It just brings the world together and brings families together. I mean, sometimes it's fake, granted, and it can bring families together and they can argue and things. There's definite issues with Christmas, but I like these holidays and I like going to the shop and being like, There's some Valentine's stuff. I'll come up to Valentine's. I'll come up to Easter. It keeps me in a bit of a schedule, a bit of a knowing what the hell's going on in the world. Like when I feel very detached, I'm going to shop. It's near Easter. Your mum goes, oh,
no, but it's not though.
Easter, it's coming up to Christmas.
You think it's near Easter and it's like blooming February.
That's still nearish. It's just the next sort of holiday. Like I don't mind it that much. I don't have an issue with that much. I don't want to buy the eggs.
I just find it
completely
overhyped.
But I mean, people. You have to admit, James, people do get enjoyment.
I'm not doubting that. I'm not doubting it. But I'm saying why we're getting enjoyment out of holidays, not other things. Like why is it Easter that has to determine when we're happy? Why is it Christmas that has to determine? Oh, this is the happiest time of the year, so be happy.
It just can.
Well, yeah, but it's.
What's the problem with Christmas making you happy? It doesn't mean to be the only time you're happy. You can be happy throughout the
year.
No,
it's great if it makes you happy, but if it makes you happy through your family and stuff, yeah, I love Christmas. But if it makes you happy through spending, it's not really happy, is it? You're just fulfillment.
I think talking probably 5-6 years ago, I think a lot of people's enjoyment comes from, when you're a kid, it comes from the presents and stuff like that. But it's because you're a kid, that's normal. Like, you're never going to change that, and there's nothing wrong with that. And you sort of, the whole point of Christmas really is you grow up, you learn to be more and more mature and accept the presents you got and be more and more grateful, etc. It teaches you a lot as a kid. And as adults, I think more and more people aren't really bothering. I know my mum and dad, my mum and dad are split up, so that's relevant. My mum and Simon don't buy for like our Uncle Jock and Auntie Karen now. They won't buy. They don't buy presents for one another, and there's been. I've said to certain people, and certain people said to me about cutting down and things like that. We won't get Easter eggs now when you get to a certain age. And that's just kind of right. And Christmas becomes a little bit more about, Christmas is for the kids. Christmas is always going to be for kids, and I don't. In my opinion, Christmas can be such a powerful event, and I think that's what's important. And that's what when I look at Christmas, I think, wow, this is the time of the year that Pop's gonna have such a lovely time. You can make incredible memories for it. It's all about her. It's not really about me. It's not really about adults. Really.
Yeah, but it's looking at it's just. Studying that kind of happiness and looking at where it's, you have the happiness obviously that comes from the family and stuff. But I mean, in certain families, it can revolve kind of nastily around presents and that kind of.
Of course, that's wrong. But like we say, that's more society. That's more human beings.
Yeah, exactly.
Favouring the wrong thing. It's not really the Christmas isn't the problem. It's humans.
Well, no, but then Christmas
also because I'll explain what I mean. Take Christmas out, you have the same problem. Humans still react that way. You take humans out, you don't have a problem with Christmas then. Christmas is fine. So humans, once again, are the common denominator and are the problem.
Yeah, well, that.
What's your future then for holidays? So you're in charge, James. You have the power to do everything that isn't even humanely powerful. You can ban holidays. You can change them.
Christmas, as it's been celebrated massively for many years, it's probably neutralized into a general tradition now. So Christmas, yeah, okay, that's become so different, and no one really celebrates the birth of Christ, right? Okay. Easter, I think it's such a religious event that if you're religious, you should.
Still in this country, a lot of people would still say they know the story of Jesus.
Yeah, that's fine.
A lot of people still get married in a church. A lot of people still get christened and christen their babies. A lot of people still.
Well, that's fine. I'm just thinking about the people who don't.
I know, but what I'm saying is, even those people that would claim themselves to be atheists, some of them is like myself. I wouldn't say I'm religious, but I've been christened. Erica's been christened. Pops has been christened. We're not really Christians. But to be honest with you, I would celebrate Easter, and I would talk briefly about the religious side of it. I would think about it. I mean, not that it really makes any difference to me, because in the nicest possible way. No disrespect to Jesus, but I'm not that fussed about him in the nicest possible way to him. I wish him well and all of that, but but I will think about Good Friday, and when it gets to Good Friday, I'll think about what was happening, or supposedly happening, or what was meant to be happening on Good Friday and stuff like that.
Sunday.
And then, but I do get myself confused with what's meant to have happened on the different days. But I still do think about it like that. Same with Christmas, I still think about the Nativity. I think young kids still think about the Nativity. They still do it in the primary school. So there is still the religious side of it there. It's just dampered down because religion isn't as an important factor in people's lives as it was 50, 60 years ago. I mean, you look at statistics of declining of people going to churches, people doing etc., people classing themselves as religious, etc. So I think it's still religious parts of it are very important, and I think to a lot of people out there, they are very important. I mean, I know when we decorate the house and stuff, we have quite a lot of religious-y things around the house at Christmas. We're not particularly religious. I mean, if you ask my mum and dad whether they believed in Jesus or God, I think they'd probably say yes, but they would say they're not really religious. They hope there's an afterlife out there, they hope there's a heaven and hell, which is most people really. They don't really know, they're kind of in the middle. But we had a little nativity set thing, but we weren't particularly religious. We didn't sit around there and say a prayer to it every night, but it was still there, and it was still part of Christmas. And to me, Christmas will always have those kind of nativity and the Jesus and that type of a thing, and Joseph and Mary. That will always still be a kind of meaning there, but that doesn't mean I'm overtly religious, and I'm not sitting there thinking, oh, I need to think about the story of nativity. It's just something that's part of Christmas, and another part of it, really.
Christmas, but you can only basically start preparations a week or two before. Easter Bunny.
Sure, I understand.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's
even
okay, Cameron doesn't.
Even Siri doesn't understand.
Easter Bunny would be banned. He'd be in jail.
James, this is ridiculous.
Why?
What are you trying to lead, a fascist country or something? Like, what the fuck is this?
How is that fascism? Because you don't like the Easter Bunny.
Because you're trying to ban the holidays, ban people celebrating things.
ban the Easter Bunny.
Let people live.
Not ban him. If I was basically
enjoy themselves.
If I had like the power 1,000 years ago to go Easter Bunny or not, Santa or not, I would have said no to both of them.
Oh wow. Well, you've just crushed many kids' dreams and things. But
Crush their
guys,
dreams.
on a serious note, though, like I'm genuinely asking this question honestly. Like, how does it affect you? How does the Easter Bunny affect you? Like, I know for a fact that gives enjoyment to pops. How the fuck does it affect you?
It doesn't affect me,
So
but
why
that's
the fuck do you want to ban it?
because it's not.
Causing
The world
you
isn't all about
harm.
me.
But it's not causing you any exactly. Why do you want to ban it then? It's causing you no harm. It gives enjoyment to my little sister and many of her friends.
I'm not attacking your little sister and
many,
her friends.
I'm just saying, like, those type of age group. I'm not saying I don't really care if you check my sister in that sense. Because specifically, not talking
How
about.
dare you, Poppy,
the
support
young-
the Easter
the young-
Bunny and his propaganda?
Yeah, but you know what I mean? The young people, like, what's the issue?
If you
Why
repeat-
being miserable, man? It's holidays. People love holidays.
Yeah, but it's
use
why
them to
people are
get
happy in those holidays. It's like we're looking at these holidays. Why are you miserable about a holiday? That is exactly why I'm talking about this. Why do we have this attitude? Oh, why are you miserable about a holiday? Well, just because it's a holiday doesn't mean it has to grant everyone happiness.
But you
It's
shouldn't
looking
be
at it
miserable
and
about
being a
other
bit.
people being happy.
I'm
for it.
not.
I don't have a
I'm
clue.
not.
If you want to be miserable through holidays, be my
I'm
guest.
not saying
I'm not
people are
stopping you, man.
I'm not saying people
miserable.
are happy at Easter. I'm saying people are over celebrating Easter. I'm not saying that.
Why? How? What position are you to
Well,
say
not people
that?
are. I think companies are trying to oversell Easter, and then people
Of
naturally
course,
are.
we know
then
holidays
gonna-
are over commercialised. I mean, no one. I don't think anyone's going to sit here and say that isn't the case. But it's harmless.
Another
It's
ban.
fun. It gives
It's a
people.
DPD.
You stop interrupting me. It gives people things to look forward to. It gives people a bit of hope, and it's harmless fun. You know, if we're conscious of the commercialisation of it, and we make sure that we are being sensible, that we are.
The thing is, that's the thing though. No one is. We all get but
James,
genuinely, no one. This
Well,
is a problem.
Well, it's not. You're
'Cause
saying
no one
James.
reali-
No offense.
No, but you're
No
smart.
offense, but my family this Christmas did it a lot different to how they've been doing it recently.
Yeah.
I've noticed from when I've been speaking to different people, there's a change in the way people are doing Christmas. James, there is. People are doing it a bit cheaper and things like that. Certainly in my because people can't afford it, and that's fine. It's not caused any issue, and I think that if we're aware of this commercialisation, and the more that people become aware of it, the more they can become conscious of it, and the more they can actually change it, and they don't have to spend as much money, and then we can have a great Christmas, and people don't have to get to January with no money, because I do understand the commercialisation of Christmas is a bad part of it. I don't like that side of it, but if we just remember what these holidays are meant to be about, which is about family, coming together, love and stuff like that. If we celebrate them in that way, individually, what is the problem?
Then the Easter Bunny can stay, and Santa can stay.
If you choose to celebrate it in a different way, and you want to buy 50 million eggs, and you want to buy your kid a 50 grand car for Christmas, then do it. You know, do it. Like, what is the problem? It doesn't harm me. If you can afford that, if that's what you want to do, be my guest. Like, I just hope your kid isn't a sport brat when he grows up. Like, it's not. It doesn't affect. I think.
I know it doesn't.
Changing. People are changing, and I for one second don't think saying Easter Bunny, Santa, I would never want to. I wish they didn't exist. I think it's ridiculous. I used to love Santa when I grew up.
I loved him as well, but then I'm like, why did I love Santa? Because he gave me presents, like, and came round and like. Obviously, I love Santa more than that.
As a kid, James, as a toddler,
he's this guy who's bringing you stuff.
You love whoever gives you something.
Yeah, exactly.
But
well, maybe let's look at that.
Should we look at toddler psychics and say that they're bad people? Because
No.
you learn things.
No, let's look at consumerism. Let's look at
but listen,
why this is
the whole point of
spoon-fed
Christmas.
to us.
As you grow older, you get presents every year, and you become, as you grow up, more and more grateful for those presents you give. It becomes less and less about the presents. It's that natural human progression, and as you'll notice, Christmas now is probably not as much about the presents as it was before, because you've done that natural progression as a human being. You're never going to change the psychics of kids. Kids are always going to see Santa as presents. They're always going to want presents.
Well, as much as the media tell them that Santa's bringing them presents.
Oh God, this is what it's like. Imagine living with James.
Imagine living with Cameron, and you can't even have theoretical discussion.
Don't tell me you can't have theoretical discussion when that's all I ever want to talk about. No, it's just the fact that you're miserable, and that you can't let anyone else be happy.
I'm a bit cynical. I I like just examining things and being like, well, why are they happy?
We know why they're happy. Right?
Oh, well, no, it's...
They're little kids. Like,
even when I've looked
Christmas.
back on myself, why was I happy then? Oh, look, it was kind of fake. And then kind of just...
What? How is it fake?
Don't stop banging.
It doesn't matter, James. It doesn't. Like, I'm sorry, like... Why does it matter? Like, I'm sure if your mum or dad would listen to this, like, the amount of time and money they spent to make your Christmases memorable, they'd be a bit offended if you said that it was all fake. I'm serious.
No,
your happiness wasn't fake. My Christmas happiness wasn't fake.
No, it wasn't fake. No, I'm not saying
it's
the
what
happiness...
you make it.
No, you know it as happiness, but it's like, why do we just know it as happiness? Like, it's... It's a fact that...
I don't get what you mean.
It's a fact that items are giving us happiness. We're not...
That is never, right? I can remember what Christmas meant to me when I was 6 and 7 years of age, and when my gran used to walk around and bring me the present, and I knew, and God love her, I know she's passed now, but the present this year, that specific year when I was about 7 years old, it wasn't the present I wanted necessarily. It was mum and dad had told me what it was. They said it was a Chelsea plate. A beautiful thing. Right now it'd be my favourite present, but at that age I wanted something like a play with or something. Do a little bit more, but at that point, that was the year where I realised it wasn't about that, and I wasn't that fussed. To me, all I cared about was the fact my gran was coming over, I could see her on Christmas. Later I was going to have my Christmas dinner with my family. Then the next day we were going to go and see my other nan's, mum's side of the family, etc. That's what it did not matter, that present. I got that present, I opened it, and I was really grateful for it. I'm not trying to be old Cameron.
I'm not going to lie, Cameron, you're such a very...
But James, let me finish. What I'm saying is, you can't. It's not all about that for every single kid. It might have been for you, and that's a shame. And if you think it was, if you think your Christmas happiness was fake, that's really a shame. I feel sorry for your parents. I'm sure they wouldn't have wanted it to be that way.
No, it's not that way. I'm looking in. It's looking at like people in the media, looking at people, just looking at offers in store. It's not my own experience. It is, the experience that has been fed to me from everything else, as well as my own.
I think you're the only person I've ever met that said Christmas is just about presents.
No, I'm not saying it's just about presents. I'm saying it's become...
I don't think it has.
Quite...
I think if anything, it's going the other way now.
No, I wouldn't say it's become just about presents. It's not just about presents. There is obviously, you have, the family aspect, but the present side has become massive. And why is it? Yeah, that's yeah, exactly.
It's commercialised, but just
yeah,
to
but
say
let's
your
look
happiness
at
at Christmas is fake, James, and that we should bang Father Christmas and the Easter Bunny. I think you've got yourself a little bit too carried away with this. Like, just obviously it's too commercialised. We want it to be less commercialised. That would be lovely. Let's hope that people make the important things about holidays, the family and stuff like that, and take the presents and stuff.
And one could argue that giving kids that amount of commercialisation sets them up to just be...
Oh God, I can't do this. I feel like I'm in a uni lecture.
Right, guys, I'm going to have to end this podcast. Cameron's too tired for it.
It's not tired, man. It's the fact you keep going on the same point. It's like, Jesus Christ, parents aren't abusing their kids because they're celebrating Christmas.
I'm not saying
they're not.
Parents are abusing their kids.
No, but you're saying stuff like fucking. You're being so dramatic, James.
It's no one's fault. It's not the parents' fault. It's not the kids' fault.
You're saying the commercialisation, keep giving kids all these commercialised presents, and it's like, God, James.
It's not a parent giving a kid a commercialised present. I'm not blaming. I'm not looking at a parent
celebrating a holiday.
Wrong. It's nothing to do with the parents at all. It's to do with society.
I don't know, man. Leave your thoughts down in the conversation below, because I think James is going to go back and forth, because I don't really get. I do get what he's saying, but also I don't get why you just can't conclude it by saying, look, I don't like how commercialised it is, but the event's amazing for some people, and it brings happiness
just like being a bit
so many.
critical of it, being a bit analytical of it.
Well, but James, you can do
something
all
that brings
that.
so much happiness at that time of the year. Surely, how can some event cause that much worldwide happiness? Like, how naturally? How does that happen?
That's it for this week of the podcast. I'll end it on a little bit more of a positive note. Enjoy your lovely Easter holidays. Enjoy your Easter eggs. Watch all the adverts. Enjoy them. If you're a little kid, enjoy the Easter Bunny, because if James ever gets in charge, he'll probably ban the cunt. This is the Easter holiday, and you know what? It's kind of given me something to look forward to. I'm not going to lie. During this pandemic, the fact that nothing else has been going on, the fact that we have Easter, which we've had for the rest of eternity. Every year I've lived in my life, I've had Easter. It's about the only normal thing that's happened in this whole entire pandemic. So for that, I'm very grateful for Easter. And stop moaning at me for hitting the thing. It doesn't matter. And I'm very grateful to Jesus as well for what he did over Easter to provide us with this holiday. I hope the Easter Bunny doesn't get banned. I hope Christmas doesn't get banned. And I hope
Christmas isn't getting banned.
Just become a communist, James. Already, honestly. Thanks for watching this podcast.
So
if you have enjoyed it, please leave a like.
You're a communist, apparently.
That's not what I said. It's the fact that all you ever go on about is the same bloody thing, and you can't get over the point. Like, yes, it's commercialised. Everyone accepts that, but there's always going to be... We live in a commercialised society. It's never going to change. Okay?
But that's the wrong mindset. You're on about mindset.
We're
How can
gonna-
you
it's fine
change?
until- no, like I don't mind there being adverts around Christmas about Christmas. I like that. I
Adverts?
have
Why?
no issue with
Spending
that.
money to get
I
people to spend
enjoy
money.
it. I don't
It's
have
just
to spend it. I don't need to spend it when I watch
no,
an
but
advert.
most
I
people
enjoy
do.
it. Like I don't have an
Just
issue.
'cause you
It
can
be-
disattach.
It can be brought down. We can have less commercialisation. No doubt about it. In holidays, we require less commercialisation. Of that, there is no doubt. But to say commercialisation in general is a bad thing, it's not. I enjoy Christmas. I enjoy when the commercials come on. I enjoy the adverts.
I enjoy it as well, but that's why.
The whole thing of it.
I enjoy it because we're.
And you can say that means I love consumerism. Well, if I do, I fucking love it. Get me a
Yeah.
T-shirt that says I love consumerism. I love it. It's brilliant. It's not the truth, but if you want to say that, you can. Let's end this podcast. James, you want to outro it or?
I thought we ended it.
Well, we've got to actually proper outro it by saying bye. We had the same discussion last time. We will be going on to the aftermath.
Oh.
So if you do want to see us argue for another 5-10 minutes, then by all means go on to the aftermath. And
I'd let loose. I thought we were already on the aftermath. I was just. Whew.
Yeah, but it'd be interesting to see what you guys think of this. Whether you sway more to
Yeah.
me or more to James. What we will do, or if you're on the YouTube video, we will leave a poll. If you click the I in one of the corners, I can't honestly remember which one
Yeah.
it is, but there's only 4 corners, so just pick one.
Yeah, Spotify listeners, the email is in the
I haven't
description.
finished my point.
Oh, sorry.
There'll be a vote where you can vote on who you agree with more, James or me. So if you click the I, it'll be in one of the corners. Which person did you agree with more? There'll also be another vote that says neither. If you had a totally different opinion, make sure you leave your opinions
Guys,
down below.
please be involved in this because it will cause arguments. Like literal arguments. We're not even joking.
Cause arguments because you
it's
repeat the same
fine.
point. But that's it for this podcast. Me and James are going to
And you don't like to accept my point.
If there is no episode 3 of the Coronavirus Free Zone, or actually if episode 3 of the Coronavirus Free Zone is James free as well, then you know why. Thanks for watching. Enjoy your Easter. Eat loads of eggs and tweet James or message James with your pictures. Yeah, why not everyone go on James's Instagram. He gave it out at the start of the video. Send yourself a picture of you eating an Easter egg tomorrow or today actually, and send you a picture of all your eggs to James, just so you can spam his inbox with Easter holiday stuff.
Please do it because that would further my point. Thanks, guys.
Right.